All right, recording is starting again. So where's my blank canvas? Right here. Okay, here we go. All right, number 4. These shouldn't be too hard the rest of the way, hopefully. All right, so R has to be less than 0, and the theta has to be between 0 and 2 pi. Right, so if we have, you might want to graph it in the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and if it's 4 and 3 pi over 4, it'd be right here, right? Okay, and so what you need to do is pretty much go 180 degrees right here, do the opposite right here. So this is the -4, right? So get the negative here, and then get this point right here, and then just get the negative from here. So what would it be here? So this would be 7 pi over 4, right? And it has to be, so it'll be -4 and 7 pi over 4, correct? Because if you do 7 pi 4 and 7, yeah, if you do, sorry, I explained this, but here is 4 and 7 pi over 4, right? That's this point right there. But if you make the negative for 7 pi over 4, what it does is it goes back over 180 degrees, and that's this point right here. So the answer is -4 and then 7 pi over 4, because 7 pi over 4 is in between 0 and 2 pi. All right. Cool. Convert each rectangular equation to a polar equation that expresses R in terms of theta. Remember that we have X is equal to sine, or the R cosine theta, and Y is equal to R sine theta. So you're going to replace the X with the R cosine theta, and you're going to replace the Y with the R sine theta. All right, so it's just 5 and then R cosine theta plus R sine theta, right, is equal to 7. Distribute the 5, or just multiply it. So 5R cosine theta plus R sine theta is equal to 7. So you have to get, in other words, it says, when it says expresses R in terms of theta, I think you're pretty much just getting R by itself. So you factor out the R, it becomes 5 cosine theta plus sine theta is equal to 7. And then you divide by 5 cosine theta plus sine theta. Cancel this out, so the R is equal to 7 over 5 cosine theta plus sine theta. So there's a lag with this, and that's your final answer. So the final answer is R is equal to 7 over 5 cosine theta plus sine theta. Good. Number 6, convert each polar equation to a rectangular equation. So then use your knowledge of the rectangular equation to graph the polar equation in a polar system here. So I'm thinking, since theta is equal to pi over 3, I think in this case, you have to put the tangent of theta on both sides. I think you could have used sine. I think you could have used cosine. I think they'll all come out to be the same answer. So tangent of pi over 3 is what? Pi over 3 is radical 3 over 2 over 1/2, right? All right. And then what am I doing here? And then I'm converting it into a rectangular equation. So then, wait, no, that'll get you the same answer, right? I'm blanking out here. It would be the sine theta. Sine theta. Let me look it up. Sorry, I'm blanking out here. The sine theta. Oh, okay. Cool. I was doing it right. Okay. So now, sorry, my bad. All right, we good? Okay. So this is equal to radical 3, right? Let's go back to this. This is radical 3, and this is equal to y over x. You guys see that? So tangent is equal to y over x. So you should get y by itself pretty much. So multiply both sides by x. So y is equal to radical 3x. And the x is on the outside. Number 7, it says test for symmetry, but just graph. And we'll graph the number 8, but number 7, it's going to be like a problem where you have like 4 cosine theta. No 1. All right. You're going to have a problem like this. This is happening. So, wait, okay, the camera, sorry. What is going on with this? Why is this happening? Yeah. That's fine. Do your thing. Do your thing. Just make sure you get this down, okay? So. All right. So I have to kind of reset here. All right. So just know how to make sure you graph what r is equal to 4 cosine theta. Right? Let me make sure it's being recorded. Okay. So how do you graph this here, right? It's gonna be a circle, right? You go what? Radius is 1, 2, 3, 4. So up to, down to. Yeah. It'll be this, right? Okay. So that's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much, you're gonna get one of these problems like 4 sine theta, 6 sine, so on and so forth. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I know. But I made a mistake. I don't want to emphasize the symmetry part. So just so you know, number 7 will be a problem like this, where it's going to be like 4 cosine theta, -6 sine theta, so on and so forth. So it's going to be something like -6 sine theta, and so it's going to be, this is going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and something, something like that. All right, so just make sure you guys know how to graph those. Okay, yeah.
What the graph change was 1 minus.
We'll do that. We'll do the next one on that one. Okay. Cool. But I just want to make sure that because I changed the question number 7 into something like this. Okay, so just make sure you know that. All right. Number 8, last one would be 2 minus 4 cosine theta. And remember, so this is what A minus B sine theta. If you go to 6,4, and we didn't do all the graphs, by the way. We have to do the rows and everything, but we're not gonna. I'll test you guys on that next section. Okay, but this is what 2 over. So the A is 2 and the B is 4, right? And this is equal to 1/2. And if you go to 662, right, there's going to be an inner loop if A over B is less than 1. Are we good? There's going to be one, by the way, one question where you have to show the table. The other one, you don't have to show a table, you could just graph it. Okay, you just know. Okay, so for this one, you just have to graph it. So here, this is cosine, right? And it's going to be along the x-axis, and it's going to, since it's negative, right? The inner loop will be, you guys remember how to do this? The 2 is out here, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? Because that's the A. So this is the positive A, this is the negative A. Okay, and remember you have to do what? 4 minus 2, that's equal to 2, right? This minus this will get you the first loop right here. Right? And then what? 4 plus 2 will get you the big loop. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So it should come from here, 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 and here. All right, so you might want to practice this. Yeah.
Keep the graph number 6.
Number 6. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Yeah, let's not graph that one. That's fine. But yeah, it's taking a long time. I think it'd take this long. Yeah.
So 2 minus 4, that's negative 2, we can go over that too.
Yeah. So negative cosine would be on the negative side, right? If it was a plus cosine, it would be on the right side, right? If it was a plus sine, it would be above, and if it was negative cosine, it would be on the bottom. Oh, sorry, negative side, it would be on the bottom. Okay. I think you guys have this down. I think you guys have the triangles down. Everything else in between, kind of, we'll go over this again tomorrow, okay? And then we'll play a game or something like that with it. All right. Cool. So tomorrow you have another day to kind of study, ask questions, and then but yeah, study. I mean, really take your time on this because I mean all this stuff. There's so I told you guys when I first started this, right? There's a lot of nuance to it, so there's a lot of little things about this that yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Will you put like all of the equations that
Yeah. So like law of sine, law of cosine. I'll put the limacon, like the inner loop, all that stuff. And and if I forget something, just let me know. I'll put it up. Okay. Like the triangle, number of triangles, 1, 2, 0, stuff like that. Okay. So the formulas will be up there. You just have to know how to apply them. All right. Cool. We good? And if anything, to study the rest of the mid-chapter on page 668. That's where I'm getting my problems from. So you may want to study those. Yeah. All right. We don't have to do 31 and 32 yet. 31 and 32, we will do those. Those will be roses and petals later on. All right. Okay, this recording will be on. You guys have the rest of the period off. I know it's period